Hey guys, tonight I'm doing a product review on the first Need XLE Elite water filter. It looks like this right here, and it's pretty incredible. I don't review products often, and I don't review products that I haven't actually used. And this one is a bit beat up because I've actually used it. The bag's a little bit faded. I've been using this thing for years. I've hiked most of the southeast of the United States with this. It's gone to Nova Scotia, it's gone to Peru. I've used it in China. This right here is what first responders and emergency teams use in third world countries when they're dealing with, you know, horrible water conditions. This thing is incredible. It's about 16 ounces, weighs about a pound. It's not too heavy. It's pretty neat. It's got the clean out port on the top. It's a double pump action. So for every stroke on the up and on the down, there's no hold. It starts pumping immediately. You don't have to prime it. It comes with a gravity feed bag. You fill this full of water. You can attach a hose right here on the end. The whole thing wraps up and goes inside. I'll show you real quick how it works and talk about a couple of the other features. So, here's your hose. Hose goes on here. Pop this cap. I just tuck mine up inside like that. The cool thing, check this out. On the inside here, you can attach another hose. This is the outlet. This is your clean water coming out. You can attach another hose here. You can screw one of those water bottles with like a Coke bottle with the wide mouth on it right in here, or even like a Nalgene bottle, like one of the larger, hiking type bottles. On the other end of this is your pre-filter, which snaps on and off. If you can see or not, but right there, pretty tight micron. I believe it's 0.4 retention on the micron. Slip that on there. Get your little stopper on the top. This gets dropped in the water. This thing is good from like 33 degrees to 100 degrees. I've used this during the winter. West Virginia, I did a hike back in 2007, 2008. And it did perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. The capacity on this one, you can put about 180 gallons of water through this thing right here. It has a protector inside to prevent backflow so that you don't come into contact with contaminated water into your fresh water. So that's definitely a bonus as well. It's incredibly durable. It's about 3 times, from what they say, it's about 3 times more resistant to shock from like dropping and things like that. I've had this in my pack. I've slipped on rocks. I've smacked this thing, gone over waterfalls. I have put this thing through the ringer, and as you can see, this one's actually faded from using it over and over again for years. It's an incredible tool to have when I'm guiding trips, especially down here in Florida. We have some gnarly water, compromised water down here. We're near swamps. It's hot. This is my go-to. Now, if you're into ultralight hiking, this may be a little heavy for what you're looking for. And a lot of times with the ultralight type stuff, you're going with a water filter that's more of a throwaway. You're only going to use it once or twice. Like I said, I've had this thing for years, and it's always held up. Inside, you pop this apart, and there's a canister inside, and you take all that off. It's got this grenade pin in it. You pull that, the whole thing comes apart. Pop a new canister on it, you're good to go for another 180 gallons. That's a lot of water to be able to put through a filter, a single-use filter at that. It's pretty neat. It comes with a food dye tester, so you can test your water. And the whole thing, I'll wrap this up and show you. The whole thing fits right inside this bag. The water filters have come a long way over the years. I'm not going to name other brands because I don't use them. That's what I use. Like I said, this thing's been to 3-4 different countries with me. I use it when I'm guiding trips, when we're doing extreme survival. I'm just taking out a youth group, teaching a class. We're talking about water sourcing. We get into purification. Once we're doing extreme type stuff where we're going to try to purify the water on the fly, this is the go-to. The other cool thing, I know I'm kind of a nerd about this, but the other cool thing is the owner's manual that comes with it. This is waterproof. This is the original one. It's been soaked, dried out. It's pretty neat. It has one thing I wanted to mention is you can use this bag as like a hand-free pumping. They call it like matrix pumping, and it's a gravity feed. And so what you do is you fill this up with your water, and you hook your hose from here and to the bottom of your to where your inlet is on your pump, and you just let it sit there. And it'll, as long as you have this up high, gravity, it'll just naturally feed through it. So you can set this up, walk away, you know, while you're setting up your camp for the night. Or for a couple days, whatever you're doing, and it'll slowly do itself. It'll filter all the water itself, so you don't have to worry about that. Pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat stuff. Hands down, my go-to. Tuck that inside there. I take this bag right here. It's the liner. Roll that up in. First Need XLE. Okay, a little bit about technical specs on this thing. 16 ounces, weighs a pound, 0.4 microns on the filter. Retails for about 120 bucks, I think, maybe 130 bucks, somewhere thereabouts. 6.25 inches in length, so it's not real huge. The flow rate is 2 quarts per minute because of the double pumping type action. 0.4 microns on the filter. It's 6.25 inches long, and it weighs about 16 ounces. Elite by General Ecology. This is the way to go. Been using it for years. Thanks, guys.